Hello everyone, so this video is going to be all about the things I pick up in a grounded speedrun that aren't parts, supplements, and guns. So basically what I'm referring to is bombs and crafting ingredients, and shivs and modded weapons. Because each tutorial that I make, there's this complicated setup for it where, I'll explain it a bit later, but like, you need to delay picking up one thing to pick up another thing, then craft that thing to pick up this other thing. I'll explain it more in detail as we get through the video, but yeah. So pretty much bomb, shiv, modded weapon, and crafting ingredients throughout a speedrun. Now the first thing I need to mention is when it comes to crafting ingredients, you know, the different difficulties affects how much is throughout the world. So right now I'm on grounded, which is going to be what this video is about, but I'm just showing you. Grounded, you only get like a quarter of one thing. If we switch to easy mode, look how much more is here. There's all this stuff right here.
Yeah.
And that's the case throughout the entire game. In other areas, there may be like nothing there at all. Yeah, that before was grounded, this is easy. So yeah, how do you maximize the potential of a crafting ingredients throughout the world ungrounded? That's what this video is going to be about, but I'm also going to show off bomb pickups, what you need at a certain point in the game, and you know, when to craft, and other things like that. So yeah, I'm going to turn off the webcam for this video. But yeah, let's get started. First place you pick something up like that is in cargo. So like I said, we're in cargo. This is the first thing we pick up, right in here, which is shiv. So, I mentioned I would explain more in detail about, like, the process of picking things up and, like, when to pick them up and why. So if you look right here, we don't have anything in our inventory because we haven't picked anything up yet. So, I'm going to pick up the shiv, and if you look, we only have, we have a full thing of blades and binding, and now the menu for, like, having these things is here. So throughout the run we have shivs, molotovs, medkits, nail bombs, smoke bombs, and modded weapons. And to craft them we have blades, binding, rags, alcohol, explosives, and sugar. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, I have a full thing of blades and binding, but I didn't pick any of them up. All I picked up was a shiv. Well, when you pick up your first of something, whether it's a shiv, molotov, medkit, smoke bomb, nail bomb, modded weapon, you're given the supplies to craft another one of whatever it is that you picked up, as long as your inventory was previously empty. Like, we obviously didn't have any blades or binding, but when we picked up our very first shiv, we were given the ingredients to craft another one. Now, we use this to our advantage later on, but I just want to show this off right here. Like, just keep that mental process in your mind. So yeah, this is pretty much, we don't need to craft another shiv. We use the blades and binding for something else. But yeah, that's pretty much it for here. Okay, now we're in the downtown building. If we look at our inventory, we still have just the one shiv, the full thing of blades and binding. Now right here, there's a medkit. We don't want to pick this one up. Why is that? Because we want to maximize on molotovs. I explained all this in the tutorial as well, but I'll give like a 101 version of this. Basically, we want molotovs throughout this run, not medkits. If you do a run perfectly, you won't need a medkit for this run. But molotovs and medkits require the same crafting ingredients. So what we want to do is pick up a molotov and then craft another one, because the game will give us a full thing of rags and alcohol because it was the first one we picked up. And then we want to pick up a medkit, our first medkit, and then use the rags and alcohol we get from that first medkit we pick up, that the game thinks it's our first, to craft another molotov. Now with medkits specifically, if you don't pick up, like this is the first one we're introduced to pick up, if you don't pick this one up, the game's just going to keep placing them in front of you and in front of you and in front of you. You know? So we're just going to skip picking this one up. I'm going to do the fight really quick.
Stay with the girl.
We want to pick up a Molotov before we pick up our first medkit. There we go. Quick and easy fight. Okay. Now the reason I didn't just edit that out or anything is because that brings us to our next spot. Now we can like force ourselves to not pick anything up, but in this next area, Tess will give us a medkit, or she'll at least give us the crafting ingredients for a medkit. Again, we just want to keep delaying it until we get our first Molotov, so we're basically gaining an extra Molotov out of this than we otherwise normally would. So the timing for this restart encounter is as soon as Tess starts to crouch down after opening. So right there. Restart encounter, and she skips giving us the stuff. Now I'm going to speed this up a little bit. That's an old glitch I used to do. Speeds up that area. Good for all collectibles. But anyway. I can visualize it right here. Don't pick up that Molotov because Joel will look at it for a really long time. So right here. Normally you wouldn't see these next to each other, but because we skip picking up a medkit, you get this. So we still have the 1 and 1. So this is the first Molotov we pick up. And then we have a full thing of rags and alcohol. Now if we just pick up another medkit, or the first medkit, see, it doesn't give us another thing of rags and alcohol because our inventory was full. So you want to pick up a Molotov, craft it, then pick up the medkit, and then you'll get another thing of rags and alcohol. So that's how it works. We still haven't picked up any crafting ingredients on their own, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I just want to explain this. Now you could craft it, then pick this up here, but that's a little bit slow.
Over there.
So, this will take a little while, but I'm going to explain the,
We're almost out.
like, where we're going to craft it. Like, from this point forward, we don't really have any downtime to craft a Molotov before we get our next medkit, and that next medkit is going to be in the... It's going to be in the museum. Here, we're moving, we're moving. So climbing up this ladder is really awkward because Tess always wants to knock you down. So what I do is get in front of the ladder and then craft the Molotov here. And then when we move again, we can just kind of push her out of our way. So by crafting that Molotov, we now have 2 Molotov. You still have the shiv. We don't need more than 1 shiv throughout this run. Okay, so you can just keep the 1 here.
Come on, come on.
The blades and binding we use for something else later. And the 2 Molotovs, yeah, we're going to get another medkit in the museum and then craft this one. Actually, let's go there right now. Next area is museum.
Well, how were you bitten?
Okay,
I mean, you
so
must
we're in the
have been
museum.
told you shouldn't find them infected in the zone.
And the 1 pickup right here. And you can tell that this strategy works that I'm referring to. We still have this. Here's the medkit right here. Now this wouldn't normally be here if we had picked one up prior, but it is. So when we pick it up, it's the first one that we picked up. So the game gives us a full thing of rags and alcohol. That's such a nice trick. A nice manipulative trick that is perfectly legal because that's how the game works. And, yeah, we actually craft this a little bit later. We don't do it now. You don't want to just stop your movement and craft something, you know. The speedrun has progressed to the point where we try and eliminate that. But yeah, that's it for here. Right, we're here in the capital now. The next crafting ingredient we pick up is in the floor just below this.
I got him! Keep your head down.
And it's right over here. Right there. which is half a rag. So as you can see right now, we had a full one of each, and we just gained half a rag. You don't need to craft anything yet, just here. I'm just showing it off. Yeah, for the entirety of Capital, that's pretty much it for bombs and crafting ingredients. Okay, we're in Billstown now. Now, what we did with the Molotovs and medkits, we also do throughout Billstown. Billstown, there's modded weapons. Now, we don't want to pick up a modded weapon until we pick up a nail bomb and craft another nail bomb. That will give us a full thing of blades, I believe. Either blades or binding, I actually forget right now. It'll give us enough to craft another modded weapon when we get to Pittsburgh. That's kind of what I'm getting at. But yeah. And it's one of those things, if you pick one up here, it'll despawn the ones that are later on, just like the medkit. So we want to avoid picking up a modded weapon until we get a nail bomb and then craft another nail bomb. Then we can pick one up. Now, I'm not cutting this out because we're going to use one of our things that we have here. We have a shiv, and we're going to use it in the next area here. This is the only shiv we pick up. We don't craft another one, and this is the only spot that we use it in.
Down here.
You come over here.
It's a good drop.
This is the strat we use for this area. You see that door over there is the shiv door.
Trying to learn how to whistle.
But it's better to boost Ellie over first and then go get it. Right, so here's the shiv door. And we collect everything that's inside. As you can see, it doesn't waste any time at all except for Ellie standing in her way. And then you continue onward. Clickers aren't allowed in this area from here. Ellie closes the gate behind her. But, yeah.
So let's say we get a car from this buddy of yours.
Now we have no shiv,
Then what?
but still a full thing of blades, binding, rags, alcohol, and an extra half a rag.
William said he's your brother?
Keep that in mind.
Importantly, he was
Yeah, that's it for here.
He know where to take you.
Okay, so we just got finished with the upside down shooting area. And this is the perfect opportunity to craft a Molotov because we're waiting for Bill to open this door. As you can see, 1, and then a full thing here, and then the half. So we upgrade that during our downtime. Okay, this is kind of hectic, but that's pretty much it for this area. Yeah, so now we have a full thing, 0 shiv, 1 medkit, 3 Molotovs, full thing of blades, binding, and half a rag. That's all we have. Let's go to the next area.
That's our only way through. Stay back.
All right, now we're in Bill's, well, before Bill's Armory. This strat involves a, as you can see, inventory is the same. We're going to use a Molotov for this area.
She's busy.
By throwing one around that nail bomb. That nail bomb you can't pick up and it doesn't become active until you get alerted.
So, why don't you fix one of these cars?
So you see some of them are burning up, some of them are coming to investigate it. And boom. 1 Molotov results in
All right.
6 dead infected, and then you kill the ones that aren't near it. And that leaves us with, we'll always have 0 shifts from this point forward, but 1 medkit and 2 Molotovs with 1, and half.
This way.
And that's it for this area.
And up we go.
Alright, Bill's Armory. There isn't that much to pick up here.
All right, before we go any
But-
further, I got something I gotta show you.
This doesn't count, there's parts and tools over there, but
Toy box.
quarter of a rag right here. So we pick it up. Now we have 3/4 of a rag.
You gotta be really careful. This thing blows.
Okay, we still haven't picked up a modded weapon, but here's the nail bomb.
Yeah,
We have no
send
choice
your
but to
hand
pick
in.
up this one. The area won't proceed until
So we got shotguns
that's
and
picked
bombs.
up.
The hell are we doing with them?
And that's all there is to pick up right here. Now, at some point, we have to craft another nail bomb before we get our first modded melee weapon. As I mentioned, they're going to keep getting placed in front of us as long as we don't pick one up. So yeah, let me show you where we craft that nail bomb. That's going to be the next thing. Okay,
This way.
we're in the doggy door now, and this is where you craft the nail
try it on
bomb
the other side.
during downtime.
What about going through here?
What, the doggy door?
Very careful.
Of course.
So while Ellie's doing that, you would craft the nail bomb right here. As you can see, doesn't waste any time whatsoever.
Good things inside the house.
Okay, the next spot
seen this
is
yet.
literally just up ahead.
Stay down.
Careful.
I think we're good.
For now.
And the next pickup is right here. I know there's a modded weapon right there, but we want to delay it just a little bit further. The next
all fine,
pickup
let's just
is
keep
half a
going.
rag right here. Now we have a full binding and 1 1/4 rags. And when we pick up a modded weapon, we'll be given a full thing of blades. So there will be our upgrade. Our full thing of blades and binding for a modded weapon in Pittsburgh. We'll get to that a little later. But yeah, there's nothing else to pick up outside the high school, and even inside the high school. So yeah. Okay, this doesn't actually count as using your bombs here, but I just want to show you. This is the strat for the high school on Grounded. Just using the hell out of your stuff. Look at that. We used up like a lot of stuff. I'll even throw this just to get rid of it. We have nothing, restart encounter, and we get all of it right back.
Keep an eye out!
And it should be the same, yeah, 1 1/4 thing of binding. So yeah, that's a grounded thing. Don't question it, okay? I've explained it in a bunch of other videos as well. Okay, here we're gonna use another Molotov. This bloater can go down in 1 Molotov
We're on the way.
and 2 shotgun shells if you throw it right.
This ain't gonna hold him for long. That don't sound good.
Or 3. But yeah, there's no other crafting ingredient to pick up here, so that's pretty much it.
For a long time.
But yeah, we used one more Molotov,
Okay, got it.
I
and
hate to interrupt your little biology.
that's
lesson,
it
but
for
Can we get the
the
fuck
high
out
school.
of here, please?
Okay, and when we enter the truck push area, the only thing to pick up of value, finally, we can pick up a modded weapon. Now look one more time at the stuff that we have. No blades and a full binding.
Just
Pick
gonna
up our
steal this
first
shit
modded
from
weapon,
off? Is that it, Frank?
fills in the blade and the binding. We don't
Should
use a
probably
shiv.
search the house. Sure
We
there's more
will
supplies.
craft another modded
Let me know
weapon
when you're ready to
later
finish
on.
this thing.
I'll give
So
you a
1
holler.
1 1/4. Let's keep all this in mind. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You don't need any more binding, and those aren't crafting ingredients. And yeah, that's it for the entirety of Billstown. I will show off where you use the modded weapon though. You use it during this fight. Let me skip ahead to it. Okay, so we use it on the second or third enemy of the second wave of the truck push here. Alright, so we're gonna use it on the third guy. Third.
Don't have much time. Back to
Which
pushing.
enemy you use it on depends on what the runner back there does. If it runs around the cop car, you use it on the second one. If it runs towards you this way, you use it on the third one, which is that guy. All depends what kind of RNG you get. But yeah, you use it on one of these enemies. It may seem more valuable to use it on someone outside the high school, but no, it's actually more valuable to use it here. You save a shotgun shell, and we need an almost broken melee weapon for outside the high school. Yeah, that's it for Billstown.
Motherfucker! What's wrong with these guys?
Catch your
All right,
breath.
we're in Start of Pittsburgh. We don't use any bombs here, but there is one crafting ingredient we have to pick up. And that's to our left.
down.
But before we get it, we need to deal with these guys. So there's half a thing of alcohol right here. And then you would continue the strat as normal, like I show off in the tutorial. Now we have, we don't upgrade this yet. You gotta wait for that. But 1, 1, and 2 with full thing of each, 1 1/4 rag, and then half an alcohol. Okay, and yeah, that's it for this spot. Right, we're literally in the very next area on the other side of this garage door. I'd like to get the tools there. And there's a 1/4 rag that I pick up right there. You don't want to pick up the smoke bomb with it because he'll look at it for a while. But you want to time a pickup of the 1/4 of a rag there. As you can see right now, we have 1 1/4 rag. And after we pick this up, we're going to have 1 1/2. Yep, right there. Now, I'm not going to cut this out. We're going to keep going because
No what? I've been on both sides.
there's 2 more pickups within a very short amount of time here.
All right. There's the bridge.
So there's
That's our
another
way out of
1/4
here.
rag on the way to this bus
Hey,
we're going to
Ellie.
hop over.
Slow down. Wait for me.
What? Right here.
How about you let me go first? And keep your voice down.
And it is right here. It's the only thing here. It's a 1/4 of a rag, so we should have 1 3/4 rags now. And another half an alcohol. That's all you need to pick up there. Okay, now there are 3 enemies here. We're going to deal with them like I know how to deal with them, but we're going to... one of them is a Molotov guy,
Something else you can
and he always drops alcohol. It's part of the route. We pick up what he drops, and he does it 100% of the time.
Better get down. Where did you learn to shoot?
Not him. Him. Oh, shit.
Holy shit,
I
Joel.
was holding left. Right here. 1/4 alcohol. Always pick that up. Now we got 3/4 of each. And then this guy sometimes drops 2 rifle bullets. There's the 2 rifle. Okay. Now, the reason we didn't pick up the smoke bomb
We'll get
before
there.
is because he would spend a really long time looking at it. We don't want that.
Strange seeing a checkpoint with no soldiers.
So,
Well, this is what most zones
that
look like.
whole thing we were doing earlier
It's been
with
abandoned for a while.
delaying picking up one thing to craft another thing, then pick up the other thing as it places it in front of you. We don't need to do that anymore. But the smoke bomb works the same way with, if you don't pick it up in its original spot, it'll just spawn in later. So we want to pick it up right here as it's just kind of in our way. So right there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And again, because we didn't have any explosive or sugar, we you're given another full thing of explosives and sugar, like I was saying before. So yeah, we aren't going to craft anything just yet. We're going to save that for later. I believe when we meet up with Henry, we're going to do some stuff there. But yeah, that's it for right here. Okay, we're in the hotel now. And there's some alcohol to pick up in a suitcase in the upper floor. As you're making your way through here. Just up here. If you didn't pick up the smoke bomb that I picked up before at bookstore, it would be right here. But here we pick up half a thing of alcohol. Half a thing of alcohol. So now we have 1 1/4 and 1 3/4 of alcohol and rags. And we're full on everything else. We're going to use this for a modded weapon. We're going to use this for a smoke bomb. But we don't want to craft anything during downtime. Okay? So just keep this in your mind. And yeah, that's it for here. Alright, we're in the hotel basement now. We're gonna use one of our nail bombs. It gets used right here. When you go for either the generator, locked door, or key card, stalkers spawn in out of thin air. Right now there are no infected around. But we drop a nail bomb right there, and as soon as we pull this first thing on the generator, stalker spawns in right on the nail bomb. And normally we would have to be quick, but that's pretty much it. Or anything down here. And we're left with one nail bomb, which we will use in the next area. But yeah, that's it for here. On to the next one. Alright, we're in Financial District. Now for this fight, we're going to use one nail bomb and one Molotov. And there's two enemies at the end that are going to drop a Molotov and a quarter of a rag. 100% of the time they drop it. But you have to pick it up before the fight ends, otherwise it despawns. So, yeah. Here we go. This isn't really a tutorial on the performance of fights. It's pretty much like everything in between. But I'll show this off. So look at the Molotov guy. There he is. He's dead, so something was dropped over there. You don't have to worry about him. Where's this guy? There he is. Alright, that guy is over there. So they're both going to drop something. Watch this. He's going to drop the Molotov, and there's the quarter of a rag right there. And again, one of those things, make sure you pick it up before you lose control of Joel here. So we get a Molotov back. We're out of nail bombs. Those are the only two nail bombs we use in the entire run. Hotel basement and right here. That's it. And we're full on rags. That's definitely the last rag that we pick up in the entire run. And yeah, that's it. So we're getting there. 001101, and we're full on blades, binding, rags, alcohol, explosive, sugar, and we have an extra rag and a quarter alcohol. So yeah, that was pretty good. And yeah, that's it for here. Alright, now we're here at Henry's. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna upgrade our bat to a modded bat.
Sam, what are you doing?
And we're going to use it in this next area. There's also a quarter alcohol just to the left of the doorway on the other side that we need to pick up before we start the fight.
Not the rule. What is it?
So it's all going to look like
We only
this.
take what we have to.
That's right.
Now come on.
Swap weapons based on what you have.
How far is this place?
We're close. Real close.
Craft the bat. There we go. And then there's the alcohol over there. It's a quarter. Pick it up. Then you do this strat. There's one kill. There's another kill. Then I like to get the pipe before I go on.
We did it.
And yeah, that's that.
Not bad, old timer.
Before I climb up here and the next enemy spawn in. No more blade or binding. We lose our modded weapon. If you notice, we had 2 hits with the... you guys want to move? Okay. Sorry, they're creeping me out. Anyway. Yeah, that's the only spot. If you notice, we had 2 hits with the modded weapon. That's because I picked up a training manual that allowed us to have 2 hits in it instead of 1. At the end of this video, I'll go over where the training manuals are and what they do. But yeah, that 2 hits was because of a training manual. So we're still left with this and this. You know what? Let me just do this area. Let me finish this area up, and then I'll show you, because after... More important than having bombs and like how to acquire them is where to craft them so you don't lose time. Henry, are you planning on joining us today? Come on in. You could do it right here, but I like to do it when we get in the next room.
Through this.
The restart encounter there.
You sure it's safe being so close to them?
I'm the only one with the key, man.
And where'd you get that?
I killed one of them.
Okay, so yeah, I like
He won't listen
to
now.
come in here.
Everybody through.
We don't need supplements at this point. I like to come in here while I'm waiting for Henry. I like to craft Molotov. and smoke bomb. We use the smoke bomb much later on in the run.
I'm close.
And then, yeah, we'll eventually be crafting a third with another half an alcohol pickup. But yeah, that is it for Henry's.
Here we are.
Yeah, on to the next area. Okay, we're in the bar at the end of like the searchlight area. There's no crafting ingredients to pick up. Like I said, there's actually, for the rest of the run, there's actually one more crafting ingredient to pick up. The rest is just using what we have. But we actually use one Molotov here. Like so. 4 dead humans. That's right, Joel. Alright, which leaves us with 1, and 2 full rag, half alcohol. Yeah, that's it for here.
Alright, go.
Alright, we're towards the end of sewers. And instead of, we don't use a bomb in this next enemy encounter, and there aren't any crafting ingredients, but what there is at the very end of sewers is an entire fresh Molotov. As you see, we still have the same amount of stuff, but we're gonna go from 1 Molotov to 2. And then when we craft another Molotov, we'll have 3. So, like, this plus 1 more Molotov is the last of the bombs we have, along with the 2 smoke bombs. And yeah, that's it for here.
You're not staying in here.
Alright, we're in the dam fight. We're gonna use a Molotov on this doorway. I like to aim it just up here and throw it a little bit late so it kills everybody. And then this guy, 100% of the time, will drop half a thing of alcohol. Now that is important because that is the last crafting ingredient that we pick up. There are no more bombs to pick up, and there are no more crafting ingredients. That is all. We don't craft it here, though. You can if you do it really quick, but you don't have to. I'll show where you can do it later. But yeah, that's it for this area. Alright, now we're about to do the ranch fight, and we use 1 Molotov here. 1 Molotov and a bunch of guns. Yeah, like I said, we're done with picking up crafting ingredients. Yeah, I can do this fight a couple times, but
Too goddamn many.
this strat involves using a Molotov to kill a guy just before we kill the last guy. See, this Molotov's gonna kill that guy up there. And then I would normally swing at him, but you can hear it killed him. Now that throw can be very generic because that guy has armor, and armored enemies are more flammable. I can't show off an example, but you just gotta trust me. Armored enemies are more flammable. The Molotov throw is just like this. Whatever, that should still work. Yeah, well. And this is where you craft the Molotov.
Back to the
Right here. Because you need to be in your backpack anyway for Tommy to do this. Bloop! Either swap weapons or craft a Molotov. But, yeah.
That's all.
You otherwise need to be
Come on. Back to the horse.
in your backpack anyway. Otherwise, Tommy getting on the horse here takes a little bit longer. And them showing up at all. But look at that. We're completely out of stuff. So again, you can craft it in the dam or you can craft it here. Doesn't matter. But I kind of like crafting it here because it forces you to go into your backpack. You might forget. But yeah. We still have 1 more Molotov to use. That'll be coming up, actually. But yeah, that's it for this area.
Yes, I don't want him running off.
Alright, we're in university now. There are 6 runners surrounding a generator. And we're going to use 1 Molotov to take them all out, hopefully. And that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dead runners from 1 Molotov. And sometimes they'll drop something, sometimes they won't. And yeah, that is the last Molotov we use in the run. We're given a shiv. By the way, we are given a shiv when we leave the sniper. The shiv that Joel uses to kill the sniper when we're getting to that building. We're allowed to keep that shiv, but since we don't use that shiv anywhere else, it's just there. Assume that it's 0. We're pretty much out of everything. If you have a perfect run, you don't need to use a med kit at all. But yeah, all that's left is to use up the smoke bombs. There are no crafting ingredients, no more nail bombs, no more Molotovs, no shivs, no med kits, only smoke bombs. That's all we have to use. So yeah, 6 runners dead to 1 Molotov. I love this strat when it works. But yeah, let's get to the... We haven't even used any smoke bombs yet, so let's get to the first smoke bomb spot. Alright, we're in the science lab now. Now, this is where we're going to use one of our smoke bombs. The purpose it serves is it doesn't stun the enemies, it allows us to remain invisible when we make it to the bottom floor.
Where to go? Let's get the hell out of here.
Okay, that was a mistake. Ignore it. You missed. Here we go. Bottom floor, throw it. And then when we get down there, give it a second. So when we come through, this guy's gonna run through. We're in the smoke. We're invisible. This guy? No, nothing. So then we use the brick on that guy, and then we just run past. So as you can see, that smoke bomb serves a pretty big purpose. Otherwise, we would have to kill 1, 2, 3 more enemies in our way. So that smoke bomb saves us from having to kill 3 extra guys. And sometimes they actually get caught in the smoke, so it will delay them just a little bit. But yeah, I can't do the science lab ungrounded without that. Super important. Also, sometimes this area can glitch out. And if that happens, like the black screen camera zoom out thing, and if that happens, you actually get your stuff back. Actually, I might, if I restart encounter, I think it sends me back here. Hold on, I might get a little bit of a loading screen, but it's not part of the run because it's a lot slower. However, this loading screen won't last 10 bajillion years. You will see that, just like I explained it in the high school hallway, if you restart encounter as soon as you hit triangle on the door, you will get your stuff back. See that? 2, 1, 3, and 1. I used up everything. So like I said, it's not necessary, but if you want to do that, you can. It's perfectly allowed. The timing would be this. It would be triangle, restart encounter, and it works the same way. And you can hit the triangle prompt when there's enemies around. But yeah, for the sake of going like as fast as you possibly can, definitely not worth it. But it's an option if you feel safer that way. But yeah, this is what we would normally have here. Literally, when I finished, this is all we had. Nothing in our guns, and then 1 smoke bomb. That's it. Which, yeah, I'll hold off telling you where we use it next, because I want to go to Winter to show off. The next gameplay portion is when we play as Ellie, and she uses 2 bombs, so let's go there. Alright, here we are, about to do the second part of Coal Mine Fight. Now, for context to what I'm about to do, I highly suggest you watch this part of my tutorial that I made. It's in a big playlist, you can't miss it. But, yeah, you have to pick up... There's a nail bomb and a Molotov in there. But you have to pick it up at, like, very specific times. Well, I'll just show it once. Yeah, I'm not going to explain in detail what I'm doing here, but just note the pickups. Triangle prompt,
Yeah, no shit.
nail bomb, Molotov. Don't pick up anything else, okay? Trust me. And we're going to use that nail bomb and Molotov right here. As soon as David says Earth, how on earth did they use this place? When he says Earth, throw the nail bomb. Just as the nail bomb is about to land, throw the Molotov. And you want to be pretty far to the left, otherwise you'll throw the Molotov into the window.
See anything?
Like that. In there. Everyone else is gonna die behind. That one's on fire. Yeah, that's 5 dead infected.
They're on the roof.
And do you hear that? They're on the roof. That will trigger in like the earliest it possibly can. Yeah, we have our nail bomb. There's a Molotov. Everything you pick up from this point forward will add a second to the spawn time, so don't do that. I'll do this one more time. Because I love how it works so consistently.
See anything?
On Earth. Just as it looks like it's about to land, throw the Molotov. And then stab him when he hops down. And then that clicker will die. And yeah, that's 5 dead infected. You hear that? They're on the roof.
I know.
That spawns in the next wave of enemies, and they spawn in as early as humanly possible. And yeah. I'm not going to show the whole fight, but that's the bombs that Ellie picks up. It's grounded. There are very few crafting ingredients here, so don't even bother with that. Yeah, okay. Let's get back to the Joel area. Alright, we are in the tunnel. We are going to use our one remaining smoke bomb right here. Well, not right here. A little bit later on. At the end of the tunnel. Now, this smoke bomb is going to end the alert phase of all the infected gathered around in this area. So they're all in the smoke. The clicker's gonna hop down and go in the smoke as well.
Here, let me push you up there.
And triangle prompt. So yeah. You want to talk about like the biggest benefit a bomb has to offer an area? This is definitely the one. And it's pretty consistent. So much so, I'm going to show it off again. So yeah, they all gather around that smoke, and as you saw in the science lab, when you're in the smoke, enemies just don't really attack you. So them all being there is basically the game recognizing that the encounter is over. But there's one more little strat to this, because we also use a smoke bomb in the hospital, but we only have one.
Here, let me push you up there.
And it works. So the point I'm getting at is this is another spot where when you restart encounter on the other side, you get your stuff back that you just used. High school hallway, science lab, and right here are the spots where that happens.
Look out below.
Look at the stuff we have, we only have an arrow. Restart encounter. When his feet hit the floor, you get your stuff back. It's just one of those things. It only works on grounded. Thank God. Even if you die on the other side, you get your stuff back too. So a restart encounter, you know, perfectly legal, perfectly allowed in this category. And yeah, this one remaining smoke bomb is going to be used in the hospital. So let's go there. All right, top floor of the hospital. Smoke bomb ready. We're gonna chuck it in the corner of those crates. And as you can see, it gets everybody in the area. And that is it. There's not much gameplay right after this. So yeah, that is everything except for the shiv that they give you in Sniper, after the Sniper. But yeah, before I end this video, I want to show off a couple things. One is, in the financial district, I mentioned there was a rag and Molotov you had to pick up before the fight is over. Well, sometimes that rag can be hard to find. And if you don't have enough crafting ingredients to get that extra Molotov, you could be in trouble. Because just not using a Molotov in one area, I don't know how to recover that. I'd probably just reset the run. So, you know, if you forget something throughout the entire run, sorry, but that's your fault, okay? But that's the one instance right there in Financial District where sometimes you can't pick it up. Sometimes you just lose control of Joel before you can actually acquire it. So I want to show you a backup rag you can pick up so you don't lose the run. Alright, so in the sewers right here, right before we go to fight the infected after the sound trap, there's half a rag right
Same with the post over.
here. Now, the one we pick up in Financial District is a quarter, and that one's a half, so you would have half more. But that's better than the run dying, okay? So if you miss the financial rag, just waste a little bit of time and pick it up here. That's what I do for my runs. And you can check if you have enough by, like, when you're going across the moving platform. If you have, like, 3/4 of a rag instead of a whole rag, you know, you get the half. Okay. So, yeah, that's it for here. There was one more thing I wanted to mention. Okay, so I know I showed this off already, but sometimes the alcohol that I told to pick up in this part right here, half a thing of alcohol, it's the last crafting ingredient you have to pick up. Sometimes it's like really far into that room. Let's say it's like right around where the guys die over there. When you go through this door, the crafting ingredients despawn. And there's no way to get it back. There's another half of an alcohol in there, but there's no way to do that and do this fight consistently. So there's a backup if you don't want to deal with the inconsistency of not being able to get this thing of alcohol. And that backup is in Hotel. So normally the strat is you come over here, get the ladder, and then go forward. But there's half an alcohol, the same amount that's dropped in the dam, there's half a thing of alcohol right here. So the time difference would be, instead of going right for the ladder, you would come over here, get this, and then go here. Obviously it wastes time. But if you're just beginning and you don't want to completely lose a run to that doorway, because I've lost runs to that, the alcohol can be like really far away to the point it's impossible to pick it up. This completely avoids that from being a problem. I actually, anytime I'm in a marathon run, like ESA, GDQ, or some other marathon, I use this one all the time. It completely prevents you losing like a minute. So take 2 or 3 second time loss to potentially save a minute in bad RNG. It's definitely worth it. For beginners. For me, I need to do the fastest things possible. But yeah, that's a good spot for starting out. Okay, that's pretty much all I can think of. We went over a lot in this video. But there's one more thing I wanted to go over, and that is training manuals. Different training manuals do different things. I don't pick up all of them. A lot of them are in shiv doors and are too far out of my way. But I will go over the ones that I pick up throughout a run and what they do. Alright, we're at the very end of Hotel. We only pick up 3 training manuals throughout the run. One is right here. And what this one does, melee weapons upgraded modifications last 1 hit longer. Okay, that's the one I mentioned when you're at Henry's. We kill one guy and then we kill another guy. Without that training manual, that strat isn't possible. And it's pretty much on your way, so you don't lose time picking it up. It's kind of impossible to forget. And make sure you don't forget it, because, yeah, like I said, that Henry strat wouldn't be possible. Yeah, that's it here. Alright, this is when we first meet Henry. This one's pretty easy. It's just, well, Henry's opening the door, you pick up this one. And then you follow him. Henry takes a while to open that door, so you have time. Molotov's explosion... Molotov radius is now 1.5 times. Let me pick that up again.
Me.
Just to see it.
Sorry about the whole gun thing.
Don't worry.
Training manual. Explosion radius is now 1.5 times wider, which is pretty important if you think about it. You know, we use a lot of Molotovs from this point forward. We would use 2, 3. We use 4 Molotovs from this point forward. One on the bar. Well, I can't remember off the top of my head where we use them, but the extra radius like makes a really, really big difference. If it wasn't upgraded, I don't know if it would be as effective. Yeah, the damn doorway, the university with the generator, the bar coming up, and then the ranch with that one enemy. I don't know if without this manual, if any of those would work. So yeah, super important. You really can't miss it. And yeah, there's one more. Not here, but later on. Alright, last spot. It's the last one in this video is Tommy's Dam. This doesn't waste any time because you have some time here. There's a training manual right there. Smoke bombs last 10 seconds longer. Now that one you can live without. I lived without getting it for a long time, and then you do the strat as you normally would do, like I did in my tutorial. But that makes it, first of all, like I said, it doesn't lose any time, but when you use the smoke bomb in tunnel, that strat isn't 100%. The smoke bomb strat at the last wave of infected in the tunnel, the one that I throw at the bloater, that strat isn't 100%. So having the smoke last 10 seconds longer could actually really, really help you there. But yeah, that's all I can think of. We broke things down really, really specifically with bombs, crafting ingredients, training manuals, backup crafting ingredients, and that's how to fully maximize the potential of each bomb in Grounded specifically. So yeah, hope you learned something. I hope one of you watching uses this someday and can get a really good time in Grounded. Yeah, that's it. See you guys. I'll answer any questions you have again in the comments as well. Yeah, see you guys. Bye.